Good morning, I'm Maria from the Riches and Simple Living, and today I'm doing a collab with Victoria from Home Educating the Mad Lads. As far as I'm aware, it's just the two of us doing this collab, so you could pop along and look at Victoria's. I'll leave a link down below in the description so you know where to go. The collab's about Christmas must-haves. What must we have for Christmas? So there's a couple of things with me. One is present-wise, that always goes on my present list. And the other is more like a traditional type thing, but not anything spectacular. Not a spectacular tradition, quite normal and down to earth. So the present-wise, I put Victoria out of a suspense now because I wouldn't say what it was. I didn't want to say. But yeah. Every year in our household, people ask what we want for Christmas. So what we all do, well, the vast majority of us do, we write a list. You might start the list earlier in the year. You might say something, I could do with such and such, and I'll jot it down, and if I don't get it, it can go on the Christmas list. So this is sort of how it goes. Come Christmas, we tend to have a list on the go of things that we'd like or things we need. So then we just pass it to each other, and you never see your list again. Then it goes from one to the other, and everybody sort of sorts out what they're getting, crosses off what they're getting before they send it on to the next person. So you never see your list again. I mean, you get surprises as well, because people often hear things you've said that you might not have wrote on your list, or just want to go and pick something for you. So you get things off your list, and also you get things that are complete surprises. So you don't really know what you're getting. So yeah, that's what we do with the list. Well, every year, one thing goes on my list, and it's the very first thing that goes on my list. In fact, on my last video, when I was saying what we were doing today, and I was saying, if any of my family members see this, do not write below, do not comment and say what it is. Well, I saw my daughter-in-law, Jo, afterwards, and she come in to me and she said to me straight away what it was. She says, it's such and such, isn't it? And I went, yes, thank goodness you didn't write that in. So they know straight away, they know what it is. And every year they expect it to be there on my list, top of my list. I think the one year it isn't, they'll be shocked. So what is it? What is my number one must-have Christmas present? Well, I'll show you one. I've got some left in my basket from last year. There we go. Dettol antibacterial soap. How exciting is that? So yeah, every year without fail, this is top of my list. Dettol soap. For years and years, I've been having the Dettol soap. Every year it's on the list. So Christmas times, I get some nice baskets done up with like beauty things, you know, and all your bath things, and in it is always Dettol soap. And I might get Dettol soap of a few of them. They won't, one person might get it, not necessarily cross it off, and the other person will get it because they know that I like a lot of it. I've not had to buy soap for don't know how many years, because I get nice baskets full of it, and it's great, and I love it, and it's brilliant. I can smell it now as I'm talking. But yeah, I use Dettol soap all the time for washing my face, in the shower. I mean, I use shower gel as well. And they go on my list. And that only can be Radox, because I'm like the doves. I'm allergic to doves. That's very highly scented and makes me scratchy. So I tend to put Radox on them, and I get that as well. But this is my number one. This is normally the first thing that is on my list is Dettol soap. And my children say to me every year when I first give out the list, have you put your Dettol soap on the list? And they laugh. They laugh every time, and they know it's going to be there, and I'm always, yes, of course it is. But that is my number one must-have Christmas present. If I had no other presents whatsoever and just the Dettol soap, I am more than happy, because that's what I use a lot of, and it saves you money buying it. So yeah, that it is. See, Victoria, it wasn't all that exciting. I told you it was boring. Because I said to Victoria, I said, it's something really boring. So yeah, it is quite boring, but it's practical and it saves me money, and I love the clean smell of it. So every year I buy that. Well, I don't buy it, I put it on my Christmas list. So that's my number one Christmas present. So what's my number one tradition type thing that I must have every year? And just recently I've been saying to Dean, it must be in the shops, you've got to get it, so you must go and get one. So Saturday, he went in the shop and he bought it. The What's on TV magazine. Every year since I've been a child, my parents used to buy the magazines, and I've had one every year. Well, not me, but my mum and dad when I was young, but we've had one every year, What's on TV. And even though I don't watch a great deal of TV, I love to sit down and look through it. I love to see the run up to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, what's on. The only thing this year, it hasn't got New Year's Day on because of how it fallen at a weekend. Obviously, the 2 weeks magazine runs out New Year's Eve. But yeah, every year, ever since I can remember, when I was a child, my parents always bought one, and I used to love looking at it, what was on telly and everything, and the pictures and all the pictures of Santas and the Christmassy things in it. And they used to have like puzzles at the back of it. I used to love doing puzzles. I don't think this one has, actually. I've not noticed it. I think the TV goes right to the end, more or less. Yeah, there's no puzzles in this one, but when we were younger, I used to like the puzzles in them. And, well, up to a few years ago, I'm sure I remember puzzles in them. But yeah, this is the one. So Saturday, I got mine, and I've already looked through it, and I'm already circling what you're going to watch. I used to do that as a child as well, and I didn't ever get to watch it because obviously it's my mum and dad's television. So, yeah, the two things, my two must-haves of Christmas, presents and tradition-wise. I mean, of course, we do have all the other traditions. There are other things that I have, like food-wise. In fact, I was talking to my brother earlier this morning, and was talking about Christmas traditions, and he was saying how he always buys pickled red cabbage, even though most of it gets thrown away, but it's because we had it as a child and he's got to have it. And his wife had said to him, she says, we won't buy it this year because you chuck it away, it just goes soft and no good and it's a waste of money. And he's like, no, we've got to have it because it's tradition. So, you know, the traditions are important, aren't they? They're really important to you. The sort of, some of them from when you were a child, and you keep going yourself through when you're raising your family and into later life. So yeah, food traditions. I mean, like, couldn't imagine Christmas Day without my turkey and a Christmas pudding and things like that. Little things that, yeah, I was saying to my husband about, my mum and dad used to buy those little Ritz biscuits. They were like, I think they were a bit cheesy, I'm not sure. They were definitely salty. And I used to buy them. Now I don't buy them anymore, but I think back and I think, well, there were 6 of us. How on earth did one box go between us all? We certainly eat a lot more now than what we did then. But yeah, things like that, you know, all your traditions. But my main one is what I remember the most is the TV magazine. I used to love the TV magazine and the quizzes and the pictures in it, and you knew Christmas was coming. It was almost like a Christmas countdown calendar because we didn't have countdown calendars when we were children many moons ago. But it was almost like counting down what you were going to watch each day, what was on television, and it was really good. And I used to love it, and I used to love doing the puzzles at the back, word searches and things like that, arrow words, I used to like them. And so I loved things like that. And we always had one. We always had the TV guide. So, yeah, I was been going on to Dean about it. And the shops must have them. And I even Googled it to see when they came on sale. And I'd found out that they come on sale last Tuesday. And I said, the shops have got to have one now because I know they're on sale. So he picked it up on Saturday. I think to shut me up. But yeah, we've always had one. And like with the Christmas presents, I mean, I give the list to my daughter first of all, and she says, Mum, you've got to put something a little bit more on there, because I put things on like books and things like that. I've got the latest Bobby Girls. I'd been reading them, so there's one coming out. Well, I think it's out now, and that was on my list. So I'm hoping I've got that. And I'd also put on Liz Zorab gardening book, and I don't know if anybody ever watches it. Roots and Refuge. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. The lady who runs Roots and Refuge, she has put a book out, and so that was on my list. But my dad said, could you put something on that's more like a big present? Think of something a bit more so I can get you a big present. So I put a few bigger items on as well. So I don't know what I'm going to get. But as long as I get this, I'm happy. So I'd better get some of that. So I'm not bothered about all your big expensive presents. I'm putting my Dettol soap. But yeah, that's it really. Just those two things. So it'd be interesting to know what are your must-haves. Jot down below what you must have, what's your traditions or your must-have Christmas present. Do you have one that every year you think, well, I must have this, and you know, you tell people that's what you want, or maybe you do lists as well, you know, however you do it, your number one must-have thing. Let me know what that is. I'd be quite interested to know. So that's it for today, and not a very long one today, short and sweet. Now, it's Tuesday, so I'll be back with you on Friday. Friday is going to be interesting because we're going to do the chocolate Christmas cottage. I'm going to try and put that together. I am really hoping it's nothing like the gingerbread house, because that was a disaster, especially when the roof caved in and swallowed all the jelly tots. That was a disaster. But I'm a bit crafty this time because my eldest daughter's off work Thursday and Friday. So I am having Lisa and Sean build the chocolate house, and I'm just going to film it. So that'll be interesting. I'm going to leave it to the girls and I'll film that. So that's what you're going to see on Friday. Could be a disaster, could be perfect, or just downright hysterical. We'll see what happens. So yeah, we're going to do that. That'll be Fridays. Thursday, getting tongue-tied, the girls are going ice skating. I don't know if I'll film any of that. Might do. Depends if there's a lot of people on the ice, because you don't want to be capturing other people's children or anything like that. So we'll see what the situation's like, whether I can get any footage from that I might put out next week or something. If we get some bits and bobs on the go, what we get up to. So yeah, that's that. So I shall see you now on Friday, and we'll be doing that chocolate Christmas cottage. So until then, take care everybody. Bye.